September 8th, 3 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Welcome back. Case attorney.
Amnesia? I can't believe my lawyer's trying to defend me in such a state. Why didn't you tell me, sir?
I'm sorry I didn't mention it.
Oh, I know what to do. I heard you could fix something like this with a really strong shock to your system. Come on, lower your head a little. A Maggie kick should be all you need.
Maggie kick? No. I think I'll pass on this.
Come on. I'm sorry. Whenever I see someone in trouble, I have a hard time leaving them alone. I tend to stick my nose where it doesn't belong and try to tackle everyone's problems.
Well, my head's one problem you won't be tackling today.
Well, we're here to solve your problem first. We deal with mine later.
For now, do you think you could fill me in on a few things?
Of course, I'd be honored to. Well, guess we'll start with my name, and then I can tell you about me.
No, that's okay, really. I think I know you and your name pretty well by now. I was wondering if you could help me figure out a few things about myself. My name is Phoenix, right?
This is serious. I really don't remember. Tell you what, sir. You can have this back, and maybe it'll help.
This card?
I got this from you. It's my most prized possession. You can borrow it for now, but please give it back, okay?
Okay. Number's written on the back.
Oh, that's your cell phone number.
Business card added to it. Guess for now we should stop talking about me and start talking about this case. My case. Yep. If anything, that would be helpful for me to know. What can I tell you? Can't think of anything other than the incident with that cell phone, but... Cell phone?
Yeah, your eyes lit up when you talked about it at the detention center, sir.
Hurry up then and tell me. This might be very important.
Okay, Roger.
On the day of the crime, just before 6 p.m. Picked up a lost cell phone whilst on a walk with Dustin.
The Blue Badger! I just saw the Blue Badger on her hoodie.
Blue Badger's still a thing.
All of a sudden, the phone began to ring. Beep. Hello.
Oh, thank you. It's searching for my phone.
Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back.
Right there. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Call me Maggie. We agreed to meet up at 6 p.m. Dustin and I waited for the person to show up. They never did.
Where's the phone you found now?
I gave it to you yesterday.
Huh? To me? Phone in my pocket?
You mean this? Do you think it has anything to do with the murder?
I don't really know. If my eyes lit up. Certainly seems like a very strong possibility. Considering it happened right before the murder.
Ah! You were here all along! You're so mean!
Maya's back.
I called you a million times, but you wouldn't pick up. When I went to check in the courtroom, everyone had already left.
Oh, who in the heck is it? Yes, I'm supposed to know this girl too.
Hey, good morning, Maggie.
Ow.
Good morning to you too, Maya. So, how's it going?
Sorry, word for worse than abysmal.
Oh, and what if I said that everything will be fine? That's right, it's Maya to the rescue with ultra-decisive, super important evidence. Here you are, Nick. The thing you wanted me to bring.
Huh? Oh, thanks. What the heck is this? A list? Not gonna wonder why she called him Nick? That's about 20 people's names and phone numbers right now.
Kind of tough, but I managed to dig up some dirt. Looks like these guys are up to no good. Good. Group of con artists that the police are currently investigating. I think these guys are members of that group.
Let a group of con artists pop up in a case like this.
Don't look at me. Where did you get this list from in the first place? What? Don't you remember, Nick? You're the one who asked me to look this up yesterday.
Oh, is that right?
These numbers were in the memory of that phone Maggie found.
That's where they're from.
We're awfully forgetful these days, Nick. I hope I never get to be a forgetful old prune like you. Maya, actually, Mr. Wright is...
Mr. Wright, recess is now over. Please bring the defendant and return to the courtroom immediately.
Oh, oops. So, guess you have to get going. We can talk about you being old later, Nick.
Wish us luck. All the pieces now. Yes. What's left is to put it all together. I'm not gonna lose this. I can't.
Come on, Nick. Better get a move on.
Yeah. I guess our training is done, I'm assuming? Number 8, 11:54 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Please call your next witness to the stand, Mr. Hey, for the first time, Mr. Payne is appearing in more than one episode in the season of Case Center.
Yes, Your Honor. But before I do, I may say a few words.
What is it, Mr. Payne?
About the next witness. He has a tendency to say things that rub people the wrong way, you see. So I ask that the court might be a little lenient on...
There's no need to give a preface. Hurry up and call your witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Prosecution calls the next witness. A drifter who was taking a walk in the park on the day of the murder.
Aha, I knew it would be,
Please state your name for the court, witness.
Oh, I do. I'd like to clarify a little something.
Alright, go ahead.
Just now, you introduced my wonderful self to the court. Correct? Perhaps as a drifter, taking a walk.
Did I?
I will not stand for that. Now you've tinted the court's eyes and colored me wrongly. Sure, I suppose calling me... I just have to settle with... everything in my life is at the utmost highest top grade quality. I'm merely looking for a perfect reconstruction progress.
Yes, I understand. I'm very sorry. I'll be more careful from now on.
What is he? Human chatterbox?
I have to question him. Fashion, cars, women, glasses, and of course, university. First rates only, Nick.
Glasses? Aren't wearing glasses.
That's enough. Your name with it. Oh, is that how you want to play this? Using your power and influence to keep the young people down. I see how you work now. You old people and your dirty tricks. You thought you had me. You thought wrong. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. Man. Forgive you. Alright, I suppose I could tell you my name. I'm Richard Wellington, the drifting virtuoso with a PhD in drifting. If you wanted to, you could call me a university student in transit.
Mr. Wellington. On the day of the murder, we're taking strolling through the park, correct?
It appears that you are attached to that word. If you must, then by all means. I remind you that I am in no way a prepubescent boy out on a walk with mommy. You must know,
Anyway, please testify to this court what you saw during your walk through the park.
See, you said it again. Taking a walk. You know. What you witnessed will do, Mr. What I saw that day. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. All of a sudden, a police officer falls from above, right in front of my eyes. Not a thought, I looked up, and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Of course I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. The only other thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer. Certainly a decisive testimony.
Decisive? Nick, did you hear what he just said?
Yeah,
That's all you have to say? How could you be so calm?
strange. My mind is very calm and clear. Maybe it's because I... Client?
You mean Maggie?
Yes, and it really is innocent. Only main thing. That guy is lying. We now question the witness. I'll find out the truth. How will you craft your life? Alright. What to do? Press him on everything. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. So you were at the park all afternoon. Seem to have a lot of free time. That was very rude of you, but then again, what can I expect? That's what you get from a man who graduated from a no-name trashy university. No-name? Trashy? Now, this might be hard for a mush-headed, feeble-minded baboon like you, but I have to think very carefully about the future of a great country. I thought you said you were thinking about which college to go. Oh, please! Which university I go to will directly affect the very future of this country. Arrogant little knot. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. How did you know what time it was? You're not wearing a watch. So. Is that the best you can do? You can discredit me like that? Further, please. Just a third-rate, biased fool. Guess I can't expect real smarts from you. Arrogance is really intolerable. What do I do now? Press harder, that's always the answer. Answer the question. How did you know what time it was? Tusk. I can't believe I have to deal with a worm like you. You're just a shallow man who can only slam on desks and point at people for fun. Guess I don't have a choice. I'll try to explain it so that even a third-rate simpleton like you can understand. There's this little thing they call a clock at the park. Did you get that? You know what a clock is? The thing that tells you the time. You can see, Mr. Wright, it's even in this picture of the crime scene. Oh, so it is. I looked at that clock and that's how I knew the time. But if you ask me, this whole thing is total and utter nonsense. A first-class person, and to wear a watch, people should live freely without constraints. And again, another flood of meaningless... Talk about a first-class waste of time. In any case, all of a sudden, a police officer falls from above, right in front of my eyes. How did you know he was a police officer? Obviously, I have no idea how powerful my deductive reasoning skills are. At one glance, I could tell just what kind of occupation he held. A shoddy do-it-yourself style, and he was also the way he tied his tie. I suppose it was because he was wearing an officer's uniform. Couldn't that statement have been...
Oh, that's pretty impressive. Hey Nick, do you think he's figured out what I do?
And I haven't figured out that... or haven't figured that out yet. Without a thought, I looked up there, and I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Be sure you got a good look at her face. Animals have this thing called an eye, Mr. We use this eye to see things. In the case of humans, we have two of them. Yes, even you. I don't care if I have them or not.
Did you or did you not get a clear look at her face?
Objection! But the witness was just about to get to. I would like to request that Mr. Wright do not use a loud voice during questioning.
Thing. Mr. Wright, please refrain from raising your voice in court.
Please don't make me have to raise my.
Are you finished? I'd like to continue if that's alright with you. Of course, I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant here.
So you're sure you're not mistaken?
Please, don't confuse your pitiful train wreck of a life with mine. I'm what you call a famous brand name product, but you are only a patient. There's no way someone as magnificent as yourself could have been fake.
Of course, of course.
Of course. Did you notice anything else of it?
Only other thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer.
So, I'm thinking the banana is the glove. Glove's yellow, right? There's been nothing about a banana. So I'm gonna say it's this. Mr. Wellington, I believe I have the bananas you saw right here.
Ah, so you knew about the banana too. Why didn't you say so earlier? Don't think you can use this as a way to pull more information out of me.
That's where you'd be wrong. Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this?
Isn't that the baseball glove?
Huh? What? A baseball glove?
Doesn't it look delicious? Care for a bite?
That's not... That's a... No!
Your Honor, I think this proves one very important fact. This witness loves bananas. Knows nothing about baseball. Has bad eyesight. By the way, just how bad are your eyes?
Huh? How? What are you asking me about this all of a sudden?
Why, rather?
Your Honor, this is a very simple mistake. To mistake a glove for a bunch of bananas.
Oh, I don't think so. Objection overruled.
You're one of those people. Yes, you know what I mean. You're like those people who refuse to accept Galileo. You're too used to your world. Sure, in the end we find out that it's in fact a glove, but when viewed from afar, do you think there's little
That is why I asked you how bad your eyesight is.
You're both 2200. Suppose you're going to tell me that's terrible, right?
Are you not wearing your glasses today?
Mm-hmm. That's because I lost them recently, see? Of course, I was planning on getting a new pair made right away. You know, my glasses are no ordinary glasses, so to replace them.
How about when you witnessed the crime? Were you wearing your glasses then?
How about it, witness? You are an unrelenting, evil man. Like those people on such and such. You're brave and courageous. Just wants you to do anything wrong. She
Boils down to you were not wearing your glasses at that time. Therefore, the identity of the woman at the scene of the crime and that of the defendant cannot be proven to be the same by this witness.
But the height difference was only 9 feet. It was very possible for him to see the face of the culprit standing on the upper path.
That looks like a lot. Well, actually, no, at the phone booth didn't look like 9 feet. My depth perception's a little messed up. Like, look how short the people are compared to the phone booth right there. Like, I know they're further away, but like, still, they look like they wouldn't. They look like they were tiny compared to that phone booth. Like, if they were close enough, I imagine they would only be like just high enough to see over that middle bar. Witness, please be more accurate with testimony. Remember, a person's life is at stake.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, please continue with your testimony.
Please tell the court what happened next in the moments after you, or please tell the court what happened next in the moments after you witnessed the crime.
Girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realized I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. Must have been 6:45 p.m. when I made the call.
Wait.
Must have a lot of free time on their hands since they put up within 10 minutes.
So,
So the person who was on the upper path saw you and then ran away.
Yes, that is correct. This is why even someone without a superior brain like mine can understand that. That girl is the murderer.
We question the witness now, Mr.
So, 5 p.m. Only 6:28 here. But he immediately called the police. Must have been 6:45 when he made the call. No, because time of death is 8.
Sorry, there was so much focus on time. I wasn't gonna press everything because I just knew there'd be something and counter it.
Mr. Wellington, would you please take a look at
I mean the victim's autopsy.
According to this, the murder occurred at 6:28. So, what of it?
said that you called the police immediately after the murder took place. However, by the time you had called the police, it was already 6:45 p.m. There's clearly a 15-minute gap here. Do you deny it? I think this court would like to hear what you were doing during this 15-minute gap. The witness was in shock at the time after witnessing a terrible murder. It's only to be expected that he would be a little dazed. 15 minutes is hardly what I would call a little dazed.
Mr. Wellington,
Yes,
explain yourself. What were you doing during 15 minutes?
Answer the question.
telephone, I mean,
Spit it out.
I was searching for a phone booth.
A phone booth?
You mean you don't have a cell phone?
You and your questions. If you're trying to open all the layers of the Matryoshka bowl, you must think you're really something special.
Witness?
I lost my cell phone. There, are you happy?
Lost it.
Unbelievable. You lose your glasses and your cell phone. You must be very scatterbrained when it comes to your belongings.
What? Are you saying that first-rate people are never allowed to lose things? Haven't you ever heard that by rationale, I don't think a simple plain people like you can understand?
Enough.
Wait, hold on a second. Lost cell phone. So Phoenix is finally picking up on it.
Nick, that cell phone. Could it be?
This phone Maggie found. No way. Well, I didn't see this coming, but I do now. Question further, of course. Mr. Wellington, where's your cell phone right now?
What are you getting all excited about? Seem to be a little confused. Found my phone. Have you know? See? Here is it.
Oh. See.
Got his phone. But just maybe this was
Or,
Well then, I think we've cleared this issue up. Time of the murder, the witness did not have his cell phone because he had lost it. Therefore, the delay in his call was caused by his search for a phone booth.
the gist of it. You could put it that way and leave it at that. Do you have any further questions, Mr. Wright? There is something. Your Honor, the witness's testimony does not make any sense. There's a phone booth literally in the picture. I don't believe that there was ever a need for the witness to search for a phone. How dare you!
You can't just make outrageous claims like that. You don't have some sort of proof, don't you?
You have some sort of... Oh, yeah, of course. Evidence is good enough, I think. Alright, let's have this proof then. Please present proof that there had no need to search for a public phone booth. Come on. Quite simple, actually. Just take a look at this. The crime scene photo.
Is there a problem with it?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with the picture. But if you don't understand my logic after looking at it, something is wrong with you. No! It's a phone booth. That is correct. All the defendant had to do was walk 3 steps. Mr. Wellington, why did you not use the phone that was right in front of you? Oh. Order.
Witness reporting the crime a little late. Proof for the defense.
The witness can't explain what he was doing for those 15 minutes. That's reason enough to throw suspicion on his testimony. Yes, this is very true. What do you have to say for yourself?
But this phone really is his, Nick. Must have killed Dustin to get his phone back.
Maggie said he was going to return it to him. There's no reason for him to kill for it. On top of that, we still have the phone she found anyway.
He wasn't looking for himself, though. He was looking for something else.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
Yes, Your Honor? Do you have any thoughts you would like to share with the court? Can you offer an explanation as to what he was doing during 15 minutes? Yes, I have an idea. There's only one possible explanation. Alright, let's hear your explanation. However, be forewarned that if your explanation is not persuasive, you will be penalized. Think carefully before sentence. Yes, Your Honor. Obviously, shouldn't have said there was only one possibility. Please present to the court one piece of evidence of the following. Why didn't the witness call the police right away? I think it's one of these two. This was actually found at the Steams. Mr. Wellington. What? Don't do that. You almost gave me a heart attack. They're your glasses, aren't they? Where did you find? Ah! I believe the court all heard what you just confessed to. That these glasses are in fact yours. I'll tell you where they were found, Mr. Wellington. The glasses were found under the victim's body. Under the victim's body? Order! Now, wait a second. Hold on. I didn't confess or confirm anything. Your Honor, I think the answer is quite clear here. As he fell, Dustin Prince grabbed the culprit's glasses. The culprit knew that he had to find his glasses and searched frantically for them. What he didn't realize is that they were under the victim's body. That's why it took him 15 minutes to make that call. And to write out
Maggie's name incorrectly on the ground, using Dustin's. Mr. Wright, are you indicting the witness as the real murderer? Of course, that is precisely what I'm doing. Oh. I know I'm right. He is the real murderer.
Did you figure it out, Nick?
More or less. But the cell phone was the key to this case after all. Anyway, now is our chance to deep six this guy. I'll sink him in one shot.
Yeah. This is so exciting watching you work again.
Somehow, my old self is coming back to me. Time to sink or swim. Thing rests on the edge of a knife. The moment I've been waiting for. Order, order.
Your Honor, the defense is making a mockery of this court. Without any solid ground to stand on, he accuses the witness of being the murderer.
Yeah, that's right. I'm no criminal. This is outright fraud of a lawyer.
In that case, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Let's hear your explanation as to why you're not the murderer.
Why, that's easy. For example, there's the name the victim wrote. What about that?
Oh, you mean the name Maggie?
Yeah, even an idiot like you can read that, right?
But we already know this was not written by the victim himself. After all, the defendant's name is Maggie, and the victim was left-handed. In other words, in order to make the defendant look guilty, the real criminal used the victim's right hand to write her name on the ground.
But... Wouldn't that mean your criminal was someone the defendant knew? Otherwise, how else would the person know her name was Maggie, or Maggie?
That is a good point. Didn't even know of Miss Bird before this trial. I forgot. Anyway, this creep could have known Maggie's name beforehand. There was a way. Best if I could prove that, the witness had a chance to learn. The defendant's name was Maggie. Now will the defense please present its case? How could the witness have known the defendant? Do they have anyone's testimony as a phone? Or maybe maybe the phone, because the phone call? Hopefully this will reach back to her testimony. You mentioned how she got the phone call from the person missing the phone. Mr. Wellington, you didn't have your cell phone with you on the day of the murder, correct?
What if I didn't?
You realized you had lost it, what did you do?
Did I do?
Didn't you try to find it by calling it?
Why, how did you?
Your Honor, these questions have nothing to do with...
Overruled. Mr. Wright, where are you going with this line of questioning? Do you think there's some relation between the witness's cell phone and the murder? I do, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, Maggie Bride picked up a lost phone in the park. And I also received a phone call from the owner of the phone.
Hello? Thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Yours? I'm glad you called. We can meet up and get it back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name.
You can call me Maggie.
That was when you learned that her name was Maggie. Made one fatal mistake. Fatal mistake? The client's name is Maggie. E-Y. The name that was written on the ground was Maggie. This is a mistake that could only occur if all you knew was how her name sounded. Order, order.
But, Your Honor, the witness has no motive.
Your point is?
Very simple, Your Honor. A person would usually not kill someone without a reason. Mr. Wellington had no reason to kill anyone.
That is absolutely correct. I don't have a motive.
You're right. Your Honor, to explain what motive this witness could have had. Very simple, Your Honor.
You sure, Nick?
Said I can't offer an explanation. The trial's over, right?
Yeah, but...
Now then, please present this court the proof that the witness had motive. Phone number. Assume it's this. I don't know what else the motive would be. It's this. Mr. Wellington's motive is right here. What is this? List? Phone numbers are pulled from the memory of the phone that the defendant found. We have determined that the people on this list are members of a certain group.
You looked up all those numbers.
Of course. This list of phone numbers was stored in the cell phone's memory. Names and numbers belong to people who are members of a certain con artist group.
What? An artist?
Can you explain why these numbers were on your phone, Mr. Wellington?
This is an outrage, an invasion of privacy. Looking up the phone numbers on a person's phone is worse crime than murder. You're one of those people. You're like those cops that disrupted a genius at work. And
I don't care, Mr. Wellington. All I want is for you to tell us what this list is about.
you think any of you, know what it's like to be a refined man such as me?
Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness.
Objection overruled. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Why would the witness have the numbers of a group of con artists on his phone? Isn't that obvious? The witness is a member of the group. Mr. Wellington is a member of this very group. No! All of your friends' phone numbers are stored right here on this phone. If anyone were to look into these phone numbers, it would be all over for you. That is why you had to kill.
No, too much.
It does make quite a bit of sense. Well, Mr. Wellington, would you care to explain?
I
Got you now.
police officer.
Your Honor,
What is it, Mr.
Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness.
Said the exact same thing only a few seconds ago.
Please, let's think about the content of that phone call.
Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Yours? Well, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back.
The defendant had already promised that she would return the phone. After that, all Mr. Wellington had to do was meet Miss Bird and get his phone back. Why then would he need to kill anyone?
That is a valid point. What does the defense think about that?
Think about it logically. It makes sense. Maybe we should be thinking outside the box.
Yeah, if we think like that. Let's see. Maybe that slime ball saw something at the crime scene that made him commit murder. Your thoughts, Mr. Well, I don't think Mr. Wellington would pick up his phone in a very friendly manner.
He was promised his phone. Why would he have been unfriendly to the defendant?
I think he must have seen something that didn't agree with him when he got there. Well then, Mr. Wright, what was the something that didn't agree with the witness?
Oh, he's a policeman. He's a con artist, and he would hate the fact that it's a policeman. What Mr. Wellington saw was the victim. The victim? You mean Neston Prince? The prince had gone on his date right after his shift was over. No time to change, he went to the park still wearing his police uniform.
Ooh.
Looks like a pilot. The guy that picked up my phone was with the policeman. Didn't have known they were going out, so he began to worry. He was afraid the policeman would ask a few questions before returning the phone.
Do anything suspicious, I'd run a check on my phone.
Fine. It was possible they had already run a check on the phone. On the phone.
You went into a panic, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Officer Prince was murdered simply because he was in uniform.
Mr. Payne, do you have any comments?
I'm thinking.
Seems the truth has come out at last. The witness, Mr. Wellington, you are...
Impressive. That's bad for a person with a third-rate education.
What's that supposed to mean?
The evidence! Evidence!
Oh, that guy's really creeping me out.
All you've been waving around and talking about is that suspicious cell phone. Suspicious phone number this, suspicious con group that. You're all on that phone. Just to say that phone is really mine. Where's your proof? Your evidence?
I'm proof that this phone is yours.
I already told you earlier. That phone I lost, I've already found it. I don't even have the slightest idea who the phone in your hand belongs. But you can't be sure it's mine, you simpleton.
What?
Feels good to see you squirm.
You seem to have a problem on our phone. Whose phone is it? Without knowing that, it's meaningless as evidence.
Your Honor. I can't let him turn the tables on me like... I had a feeling this was coming. Noticed we hadn't been able to... Not necessarily the exact details, but I knew we hadn't proven it was his phone, essentially. Cell phone. There has to be something that I've overlooked. There's gotta be. Maybe... They talked about the stored numbers. It's gotta be fingerprint. I got it. We should check for fingerprints.
Finger.
Yes, Your Honor. Wellington must have left some prints on this phone. Nick, don't you remember? You got that from Maggie. You wiped it off. Wait, what? You said there was sand all over it, so... Wiped it. I wiped it? Pretty thoroughly, too.
It was so much fun watching your third-rate trash to babble like morons amongst themselves.
He's made a complete recovery.
How many times do I have to say this? My phone is right here, you see. Oh, and incidentally, you can't check the number code on it. Which, well, the numbers just magically disappeared.
Got to be. Traced all the numbers I was going to use as evidence. Mr. Wellington.
What's this? The tone of your voice, it sounds like you still have some fight left in.
Where did you finally find your cell phone?
Oh, you are too much. And of course, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh my god. Now I remember.
They hung up. He's got my phone.
Good, I finally found it.
That's when.
What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Or the harsh glare in your eyes? Nick, we've worked so hard to get this far, but if you don't do something quick, he's gonna get off scot-free.
No. I know this phone has to be his. How am I supposed to prove something like that? You're right. You cannot prove who the owner of the cell phone is. Indictment has no basis, therefore no power. You came up a penny short.
Where did I go wrong? Don't blame yourself. You're merely a third-rate lawyer. You only made one big mistake. Who are you? What are you? Something that you haven't figured out for yourself yet.
Who I am. Court hereby concludes the cross-examination.
Yes, that'll be all. I'll have to bid you gentlemen and ladies goodbye. I have a reservation at the ultra-fancy restaurant upside down.
Thank you for your assistance. You had a stressful day. Please, bon appetit.
Love seeing Mr. Payne with this cocky face going on. You know, he's the worst prosecutor I've ever seen. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just let it go at that? Please wait, Your Honor.
All right, Nick.
I think I may be able to prove it. Prove it? Prove what, Mr. Everything.
Your Honor, the cross-examination has already ended. Besides, the defense is just going to badger the witness more inane question.
Will not harass the witness. Is that clear, Mr.
Did you hear that? No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney.
Please, Your Honor. Very well. This is your last chance, Mr. Wright. I present one piece of evidence. One shot at this. You cannot prove everything. Over. Client and fully understand.
And for my client.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sure you are well aware, Your Honor. The cross-examination period has ended.
You're paying attention. Said that Mr. Wright can present only one more piece of evidence.
So,
Now then. Last chance. Hold on, what do you mean it's over for my client? They have not been able to prove her guilty. They prove her innocent. Haven't necessarily proven that Worthington is guilty. It all comes down to this. Go time. Please present the one piece of evidence of explain everything. Person in my position. Important. Put my cell phone number on the back. We haven't used this as evidence yet. The only thing outside of my attorney's badge that we have not used yet. I think it's is if we call that cell phone or my phone number, it should ring his phone because he's got mine. Why, thank you. Nice. Here, please have one of mine. This card adds court record. Written in fancy script, the ink is strong and clear, but I still can't read. What am I doing? This isn't the time to be exchanging business. Your Honor, there's something very important about that card. That is, card is important because of what is on the back.
Cell phone number on the back, but
Exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone?
huh? Right now, but court is still in session.
Okay, you'll...
Hey, if you say so.
Ben's preparing something. You're going to call my cell phone. The court will see everything for what it is.
All the idiotic, stupid things too.
Yeah. That's a great ringtone. Ah!
What? Why is my phone? What is with the stupid sounding ringtone?
Mr. Wellington? How strange. I almost swear that you're holding my phone.
Your...
Ah!
No. It can't.
By the way, before I forget, thank you very much for the lump on my head this morning. I don't think I need to explain any further, except to say, when you went to retrieve your cell phone, you mistakenly took the wrong one. The funeral music. That is what happened. Knocked out by Mr. A man who lives on his pride and self-image. In order to hide his involvement with the con artist, has become paranoid and lost all ability to make rational judgment.
Then, Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding.
It's Mr. Wellington, naturally. Speaking of that man, how is he, Mr.
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Now then, the court finds the defendant, Becky Bird, not guilty. That is all. The court is adjourned. The court. Senate lobby number.
I knew that the real you would shine through eventually. I'm so moved by what you've done for me, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. You're really bad for Dustin. Didn't do anything to deserve this. Because of me. My life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Your whole life? It can't be that bad, can it? I was 6 months old. Fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building.
What?
Hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods. Failed at almost every test I've ever taken. Experienced almost every kind of disaster. I've never won or even tied a game of tic-tac-toe. Life has really been nothing but a string of disasters.
It is, bad.
I went to college. I was known as the Goddess of Misfortune. And at the academy, everyone called me Lady Luckless. Lady Luckless? Of course, is that my misfortune always seems to latch onto those around me. What do you mean? I see someone in trouble. I always try to help.
That's right. Talking about this earlier.
Happened again recently too, sir. Old lady pacing back and forth by the pedestrian crosswalk. Gave her my hand and, before I knew it, we were having dinner at my house. Oh. Feel that Dustin's gone because of me. That's not true. Love didn't even have any sort of special meaning. Present to say thanks for covering one of my nights. See, everything is all my fault. Justin's death, head being all messed up.
Well, I don't think my head is that messed up yet.
I'm going to find a new life for myself starting now. Next time we meet, I'm sure I'll have found a whole ocean's worth of good luck by then, sir.
Yeah, after all, goddess of misfortune is only an...
Bet, I'm gonna make it. Promise. Next time we meet, I'll only be an unlucky person instead of a goddess.
Yeah, that's...
Well, Mr. Wright, Maya, I should get along. I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks. Take care of yourselves, too.
What a horrible day. Got my memory back, but still a little fuzzy.
You're okay, and that's what counts. You really had me worried. Come on, let's go back to the office.
To ask, but here goes. This might sound bad, but who are you?
What? They said you got your memory back.
That moment, thing really did come back. Gumshoe, someone I've had classes with in the past, and he's also been a good ally during. Judge, he's a lovable, kind old man. Played better. You know, the exact kind of person you want. Judge. In the end, he always comes up with the right verdict. This person. I haven't got a clue. Seems to know me, but taking me for someone else. This girl.
Maya? Finally remembered.
Maya Fey, my sister. Right? Unforgettable memories about her. Well, much more attractive older sister who's dead.
Earth to Nick, what's wrong? You're staring at me. Tell me you've missed me.
Well, yeah, I suppose I have. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages.
Oh? Well, I'm back now. Time for us to create new memories together.
Alright, sounds good. Phone numbers on the phone were erased, but guess I have to start over from the very beginning.
Come on, Nick. Let's go to our usual burger joint.
Okay. Not long since you were back in the back. Story began one rainy afternoon months ago. Well, next up we start episode 2. That's going to be all for this one. So thank you everybody for watching. Catch you guys in the next. Bye.